afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone, I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, president and station manager of Innervision FM. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast here on the Innervision FM universe. Brought to you by Colorado Art Relief Fund, Eeny Meeny Grants, Bonefields Foundation, and Christian Brothers Moving Company, based in Englewood, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona, also in the great state of Texas.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Is it running now? Yes. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul, James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul, James Brown, saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. Stop that.
Oh, the rowdy today.
They just won't quit. Okay, stop.
How dare you?
Okay. Okay. Man, I just realized if I put a sound effects on F6, that's also the same key for change the windows in Zoom. So
Yeah, it's also a key for controlling stuff within JAWS. So
yeah, so I
Anyway,
may have to move it over to F10. You think that
Yes.
would give me any trouble?
Huh?
You think that would
F10?
give me? Yeah, if I moved it over to F10.
maybe not. There's a way to label these things individually. And anyway, hey folks, welcome to the Innervision FM universe. Got Johnny J, president, station manager, as I mentioned. I'm Alan C. Got Hey Joe in the house. How you doing?
Hey, yeah,
I'm good.
yeah, it's all
I'm
good.
good. Waiting
man.
for the volcano to blow up.
Oh, they
No
got
more.
they got a volcano brewing out there.
Yeah, backyard.
Oh man,
Lava flowing. That lava
man.
been flowing a week now.
it's actually been coming down. So
Well, yeah, it went off last week, and it's
Yeah.
still flowing.
so do they like put like a dam or something?
Oh no,
A block?
No, there's they've actually down towards the bottom, they've made concrete spillways for it to go out to the ocean.
Oh,
right.
yeah, redirected.
Yeah, because I mean, there's
Well,
no way
As
to,
much as they can. They can't really do that much for
Right.
redirecting it.
right, exactly.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's
At AM in the Philippines, it's 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in the Innervision FM universe. And we're going to have a fun show today. We're going to talk a little bit about do-it-yourself, independent musicians and recording artists. What
Yeah.
types of things do we run into as we try to produce our own things?
well, we run into jealous record companies
That's right.
who want to be the gatekeepers, and you also run into say you grew up and you went to high school or grade school with a guy, and he became a DJ, and you say, and you're a musician, and say you bring your music over to him and say, hey man, can you get my music? And he said, well, I don't know, let me see if I can do this or not. But what he really should tell you is, I'm not in charge of that. And if you probably grease my palm a little, maybe I can be. Or they can say, I'm not in charge of that. You have to go to the marketing department. Right. But, sometimes people don't want to say that they don't have that ability because, you see the DJ and you say, well, the DJ, you're powerful. You could do whatever you want. But not necessarily when they give you those lists of songs to play, you better play them or they'll pull up another person who will play it. So we're going to talk about some ins and outs of the business here, and it's just some new stuff I just found out.
Right.
And if you guys have ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street, some of the stuff I got is from a guy that did something similar to him, and yeah, because he didn't put together LLC. Oh, okay. Another thing before we get into the main thing, if you are your own record company, put together a LLC. So if something goes haywire, they can't come directly after you. They can come after your business, but not you. Right? So
Okay, there.
Say that
If you're
again?
if you're writing your own music, you have basically copyrights on all that music because you have original scores and everything. How
Right.
can they come after you?
Oh, okay. Well, in this case, he was working at this firm and he was helping pushing their name out there and stuff like that. And so they were paying him like directly, right? They weren't paying a LLC, wasn't paying his record company, his promotional company. They were paying him directly. So then when things went south, they could just say, well, we didn't do that. He did that. And then they said that he embezzled the money because
Well,
I should send that to you, Mike. Then he's like, man. So he
was doing some stuff that he got busted for wire fraud, and he originally had a 2-year sentence that he was given. He was able to kind of step out of that a little bit early because he went through some programs which they offer in his incarceration. But
yeah.
he
and also don't forget that part about he was bringing some people over from the record company, and the record company didn't like that, so they said, okay, how can we get him
right
so we can knock him out of the way, and then tell these other groups that are flowing over to his side, hey, we're still number one. He's going to jail and he can't do nothing for you. Right.
Yeah.
So the record company has something to do with that as well.
absolutely.
Go figure.
Yeah. And because he was young and he just didn't know, how to protect himself, he got caught up and did a couple of years. And then they made a autobiography, and he said he was watching it in jail with his prison buddies.
Exactly. Yeah, he said he didn't even know that they were going to be releasing that. Well, he knew that they were going to be releasing that, obviously, but he didn't know that they would go ahead and release it because he went to jail. So they took his record label and they kind of just fudged it and said, it was an unnamed company that was doing this and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. It's really fascinating.
Yeah. And there's something in there about Ticketmaster. Okay, we're gonna get to the topic, but this is some of the other interesting stuff. That just, by the way, about how Ticketmaster and Live Nation, how they get a lot of people at a concert, and sometimes you might have even heard of that artist, but because of the tricks of the trade, and they said it's just part of the game. Is how they do it, and the promoter always comes out on top.
That's right.
Right. And they say, and I'll tell you a story. Mahalia Jackson, she used to be she was a gospel singer back in the day. Her policy was, if you're going to promote me, you better give me the check before the show, because he had experience when and this is where a gospel singer, if it's waiting until after the show, sometimes the promoter would run out with the money. So she says, I'm not going on until you give me the check, or I hope it was a cash, whatever, before the show. And James Brown did the same thing. He put his money in suitcases. He said, no checks. I want it in dollar bills. So
That's
I guess
how they collect it.
yeah. So I guess once you learn the game, you learn that these promoters can't be trusted, because they'll run with your lunch and see you later.
That's right. That's right.
That song I wrote a couple of years ago, "Big Lie." That's exactly what that is about.
Is that, wait a minute? Did they like try to pull a fast one on you back when you were younger?
Well, no. But I was looking into why only certain people get into the record business and others can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a closed system, and you have to sell your soul to get in there. You have to.
Yep. Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, people talk about contracts and people talk about selling your soul, and it's almost true. I mean, honestly, there's not a real difference because you're asked to compromise your morality and give
Yeah.
your creative talent, your control of your songs that you've written, and your likeness and all kinds of other stuff over to the record company that you signed for or sign onto.
And then they'll entrap you into stuff, just like Epstein Island, and
Yeah.
they'll entrap you in stuff, and then do it or else. Playing with the F's buttons again.
So that's absolutely right. So we'll just jump right into the main topic of how to, I don't know, how to avoid that. Firstly, Mike, how did you, as a independent musician, find a way to at least get your stuff out there and noticed?
Well, I've been on a few different platforms. Taxi was one of them,
Uh-huh.
and they want to look at your music, and you have to pay so much for somebody to look at your music, and it was music for sale. Not, I mean, it was music was for sale. It's not that I was going to sing it, but somebody else would do the performance of it, right? But they
Yeah.
come back with their remarks saying, well, you need to do this better. It's like, well, I'm not the one that's going to sing it. Why would I need to? You don't have any conviction in your voice. Well, that's not the point. The point is the lyrics and the music, and they wouldn't look at it like that. So I wasted a bunch of money on Taxi doing that. Another one was CD Baby.
Okay.
And another one beyond that was who's the one that SoundCloud is with?
SoundCloud. That's not TuneCore, right? SoundCloud.
No, it's not TuneCore. It's I can't think of the name of it, but they do the same thing. They charge you $25-$30 to have artists and producers look at your music, and they just toss it off to the side. They don't really give you it.
Taxi.
Well, no, Taxi is different than SoundCloud, but I can't think of the name of it is. I basically don't go there anymore. So
yeah. I mean,
Put away our sound there. He's getting a little rowdy.
yeah. So I guess buyer. I guess beware, because these guys they got every kind of trick they can, and it's really they try to take as much. Well, when they own your records, whether you're alive or not, it's like, they own it. I think they said with Taylor Swift, she went in with a friend who had a record company, and I guess she had to go ahead and re-record all of her music in order to put it out there again, because they wouldn't re-release the master. Which that's kind of crazy.
no doubt.
And the same thing that happened to Prince. That's why he said the artist formerly known, because he said, okay, he's doing all the stuff at his studio. Can they go back in and renegotiate the deal? Which is fair enough.
It's important to look at some of these little points that some people make in the music industry. They think it's all about them, when in fact it's all about building relationships with folks. You're looking at. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, building relationships with folks is the most important piece to the music industry, because the more folks that you know, the further you're going to get.
Yeah, like a team of people, because it's like, and I'm finding out like here in Colorado, there's a lot of people that know me, and sometimes I wonder, are you guys? I want to. This one guy, KC, he said he went to this office to apply for housing, and he started talking about me. Say, "Oh yeah, we know him." I'm thinking like, record that, because I can't believe, because my daughter, she says she'll go to a bar and they say, "Oh, I know your daddy," and it's, and she's 34 years old. I'm thinking like, who are these people? Are they as old as me approaching my daughter? And who are these old men? Oh man! So it's like, it was kind of funny. We were sitting in we were at Father's Day with the church, and my daughter said, "This old guy keeps looking at me," and I whispered and I said, "Well, maybe he wants to be your sugar daddy." But oh well, it was a church setting, so who knows why he was looking. Because it was sighted people. I don't know. Do you ever do this, Joe? Because you can see if somebody's looking at, do you just let it go, or do you sometimes you walk up to them and say, "Hey, do I know you?" or something like that, or do you just let it go because so many people will just be looking at you for no reason at all, or looking your direction?
I have a T-shirt that says "No photos, please."
Yeah, because I wouldn't. If people are just look in that direction, but they're not really looking at you, they just happen to be looking that direction.
Or they're blind.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's funny to bring that up. Back in the 80s and in the 90s, they had this stuff called body braille, and they'd put it on T-shirts, and it was just basically puff paint. They would put the braille dots on there. I had one when I was a kid that said, "If you could read this, you're too close."
Oh man. Oh yeah, shoot, that's definitely true. Wait, and then it is what gets me, like sometimes my wife says, she said, "You look like you're mad." I said, "Mad? Maybe sometimes I'm in deep thought, and I guess when I'm in deep thought, maybe I just have that persona. I look like I'm mad, but I'm not mad. I'm just in deep thought." So
I've got that before too, because I would imagine when I start thinking, I kind of frown a little and my eyebrows go down or something. Or I kind of get the blank stare that you might, notice. I've got artificial eyes, but, if I'm just kind of like having my eyes open and just kind of looking in a different direction than exactly where the person is or whatever like this, they're like, "What's this dude's problem?"
yeah. So yeah, leave it in the comments line, people. If you ever have people that you think are looking at you, and then you walk up to them and you ask them like, "Are you looking at me?" Because I've seen in movies like, "Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me?" It's like maybe the person isn't looking at you,
Right.
So that always cracked me up when people say that they're looking at you, but maybe they're looking at I used to go to this when I was in my 20s. I used to go to this church, and people use me as a prop. So they'll be looking.
All right.
They'll be talking to me, but they'll be looking past me. And sometimes I'll say, "Who are we looking at?" And I would turn, because I know that they're just using me as a prop, and they're looking at the lady that's behind me. Yeah.
See, living here, you get used to people staring at you. Everybody stares at you.
Oh,
is that right?
I mean, I'm the only white person in miles, and everybody stares.
That's wild. Like it's like what do they call it? Not a unique. It's, it's like you stand out the crowd. It'd be like if you were like 6 feet tall. Well, you're probably taller than a lot of the people there too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a lot taller than a lot of them. Most of them. Whiter too.
Yeah. Wait, you haven't picked up a suntan? You're not there that long? A suntan.
I'm darker than I used to be, but I don't tan, I burn. 15 minutes, man. I'm bright red like a lobster. That's my Norse heritage.
Yeah, you got fair hair, olive skin, this kind of thing. That's going to happen. it's interesting because I can identify as a blind person because oftentimes I'm the only blind person in the crowd, and I'm sure that people are staring at me all day long and twice on Sundays.
It's all paranoia.
I'm sure. Too. Let's talk about the second topic here, dealing with the website. You want to make sure that that thing is up to date and all your contact information, just all the stuff that deals with your website. Because this way you've got record labels looking at your stuff, or you've got folks that are coming to your website to provide traffic and provide marketing, sales, that kind of thing. You know, there's nothing less interesting than an old website that was created right at the beginning of the advent of the internet, and somebody hasn't changed it. So, you know, blind or not, as a musician or recording artist, if you got a website, do your best to keep that up to date, including contact information, pictures, graphical user interfaces, if you know things about that, you know, just ways to, just a tip to try to help with marketing and the sales aspect of your music.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I was just thinking like about the website. Some people say like oh, if you're using like HTML, sometimes it looks like a message board, and it doesn't look right, because I guess they have so many templates that people can use now a day.
Yep.
So
well, it's not as hard to build a website either. I mean, you've got services that will help you by building your website, and they'll even maintain your site as well. So, you know, I mean, even if you're not technologically savvy or computer savvy in any way, you know, it's no excuse to leave that money on the table. You know, so update that info and keep that website updated, or your social media presence, as much as possible. You know, it's really good to change things up every once in a while, but definitely keep the stuff that's tried and true, that has worked in the past for you, and just build like a little catalog of things. Hey, what's going to work best?
oh yeah, and also like you know, update your merch table. Like we're planning on. Oh, by the way, this T-shirt, the one I'm wearing now, the red one, we are going to be upgrading our logo. We've had this one for like 20. Well, since I think 2006. No, I'm sorry, 96.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1996. So we've had this one for a long time. I used to be in this theater group, and this one lady, she was involved, and she said, I'll make your logo. And so she put it on a disc, and I lost it because I used to take it to the screening place where, you know, where you screen the T-shirts and stuff like that, which I think they don't do that. They don't even use that anymore, that process, and just get T-shirts printed up. But one time I had 400 T-shirts printed up. We had got a grant, and I just 400. I think they were like maybe $3 or $4 a shirt, something to that effect. So we only have like a very limited of these, and then we have some on our website that you can get, but that will be changing here in about a week or so.
So if you like the old Innervision logo, these are going to be for you, because they're going to be collector's items. They're going away, folks. So visit www.innervisionfm.com or www.innervisionfm. I'm sorry, innervisionrecords.org.
Yeah.
And
don't forget on what date is that? July 7th, we're going to be doing our all requests and trivia night, and we may do a little bit of, you know, okay, we're going to take a little bit something from Europe. We were out in Europe, and we saw that instead of having like the karaoke song, people were actually having fun singing over the top of the song.
oh, wow.
Yeah, and and so we may do a little bit of that out there at our event on Santa Fe, and you can go to our website and find out more about that. You know, so you could do that.
Karaoke is big here.
All right. Oh yeah, man. It was like, yeah, it was kind of crazy. We were at this thing called the King's Day, and it was like I couldn't believe how popular that was, and they were really having a lot of good fun, fun. And I'm thinking like, it's supposed to be the karaoke thing, but somebody decided, because it was a day where you can sell anything and you don't have to pay any taxes. But I didn't see anybody coming around with a hat saying, donation, or charging. It was just something that they did for fun. So maybe the city paid them, whatever, and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have some fun. And also, I just put in a request for 15 gift cards for Sexy Pizza. So we're gonna raffle those babies off. So and they're valued at $30. They were asking me if I wanted to do this other one with the t-shirt, Sexy Pizza t-shirt. Then I had to take all those t-shirts there, and I said, no, I don't want to take t-shirts and stickers and all that. Just give me the gift card. And that's it. But $30 worth of a pizza, yeah. You can use that.
Everybody loves pizza.
Oh yeah.
I think one of the big deals is to avoid the cool kids trap. I mean, I'm talking, it's absolutely important to get validation from others. It's absolutely important to make sure that you're supported and this kind of thing. And, if there's a mentor out there, an idol that you have or whatever, a mentor that, follow that.
I'll put it on there after a while.
And, but don't fall into the cool kids trap. Stay true to your integrity. Keep your soul in.
Yes. And the next one is polishing your communication. Always spell check before you hit send. Yeah, man. I said that is I think about that because I had somebody just recently send me something and no spell check at all. And so I hit the spell check and I said it was just correct. And then I know somebody else keeps spelling our nonprofit name wrong, leaving out the I. And I said, well, first of all, learn how to spell our name right, because he's asking for something for it. So yeah, always spell check your stuff and keep it concise and to the point. And
yeah, that's a big thing right there. Is not too many words. I mean, I use way too many words. My communication skills suck.
Yeah, and
I was going to say something about that. No,
you what?
Oh man!
Say that again, Joe.
You was going to say something about that. Your communication skills.
Oh,
oh man!
It's probably all that
Just-
life and imbibing that I've done over my lifetime. Kind of dumb.
Oh yeah, I still hit the spell check, because I never know if it sounds like it's right, but it's not right.
Right.
So,
well,
it's
really
also
funny. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just-
Using hashtag.
Yes.
Now that's kind of interesting. So if you put your song out there in one of your videos, put a hashtag to that song so people can go find it.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to do. I should be doing that more with our theme song. I used to have it there, and I took it off for like the last month or so, and I need to continue with that hashtag so people know that, hey, this is our theme song. And Facebook, no, YouTube used to bug us about that, saying, do you have permission to use a song? I say, yeah, I got the IRC codes and all that kind of stuff. It's like, so yeah. So anyway, those are the things that, as some of the mistakes that indie artists make in this business. And so, just beware of these things, and
you're an independent musician and recording artist in your own right, and I just got to wonder, where do folks find The Big Lie and some of the other content that you created over the past couple of years?
Oh, mainly on SoundCloud. So soundcloud.com/MJ5410/Hey Joe.
Okay, so there you go. You have right there. Okay. So everybody knows how to get all the music, and hey, we'll see tomorrow. I think DJ Woogie has something planned for tomorrow. I'm not sure, but he was talking about something he was planning. So we shall
You have a
check that out.
Did you have a 60-second announcement by AI John?
Nah, since my computer went down, I wasn't able to get that back up.
Yeah. Okay.
So tomorrow. I thought I solved the problem, but no. So we'll do it tomorrow. So anyway, you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye.